What up, good people? Back with today's reflection. Today's reflection comes from John 6:35, where it says, Yeshua said to them, I am the bread of life. All who come to me will never be hungry and never be thirsty again. And that verse, it lets us know that whatever void that we're trying to fill, then God is the way. Because all of us have something that we struggle with, and we use different methods to try to fill that void. It could be anything, and sometimes it's intentional. You know what you're doing, and you just doing it because you think that's the resolve, that's the solution. And then sometimes it's unintentional. Sometimes you're trying to fill the void and you don't know that it's a void that's missing, but you just know it's something that you need to fill, and it's like trying to fill a bucket that they got pinholes in it. No matter how much you use that source or that substance or that person, you can never fill that void. It's kind of like with wealthy people, with rich people, right? When we see rich people do some things, they get themselves in some trouble, or they may do some harm to themselves, and we'd be like, how could they do that? How could they throw their life away? They got it all. Well, to us, to the world, it seems like they got it all just because they got a lot of money or they got a lot of possessions, but they empty inside. And so that lets you know it don't matter about money, don't matter about possessions, don't matter about anything that we think that we can get or possess. That don't matter. If you're missing the main source, then you're always going to be having that emptiness and that void that you're trying to fill. You ain't going to fill it with alcohol. You ain't going to fill it with drugs. You ain't going to fill it with sex. You ain't going to fill it with the cars you got. You ain't going to fill it with the big house or the trips you take. Nothing is ever going to fill the void. It's going to constantly be, you can fill it up, but just like that bucket with the pinholes, it's eventually going to get back to empty. And so John 6:35, the prophet John is telling us that Jesus Christ, Yeshua, is the way. God is the way. God is that feeling that's he going to fill those gaps, and it's never going to be empty again, ever. So fill the void with God.